Number 7, Indonesia. Now that Trump's back in the White House in 2025, Indonesia has officially landed on his radar. So why is Trump considering banning Indonesians from entering the US again? In one word, overstays. According to Trump, Indonesia ranks among the top Asian countries when it comes to people overstaying their visas. That means many Indonesians legally arrive in the US, usually on tourist or student visas, but don't leave when their time's up. And for Trump's administration, which is cracking down hard on illegal immigration, that's a serious red flag. His stance: if you come here legally, you must leave legally. Overstayers, he argues, exploit the system, put extra strain on resources, and make it harder to monitor who's actually in the country. So now, Trump's threatening to block new visa applications from Indonesia unless the country does more to control the problem. But that's not the only issue. There's also what he calls a lack of immigration cooperation. When U.S. authorities try to deport undocumented Indonesians, Trump claims Indonesia doesn't always make it easy. Delays, unclear communication, it all adds up. And from his perspective, that's time and taxpayer money wasted. If this ban goes through, it could hit thousands of Indonesians. Think about it. Students with dreams of studying in the U.S., families trying to reunite, professionals coming for work or business, many could find themselves shut out, even if they've followed every rule. Now, here's the big question. Is this really the best way to deal with visa overstays? Should an entire country be punished? What about the many Indonesians who play by the rules and contribute to American society? Trump insists it's not about punishment. It's about protecting America's borders. But for many Indonesians hoping to build a better future in the U.S., this move feels less like a policy and more like a slammed door.
Number 6, Bhutan. Wait, Bhutan? That peaceful little country known for its breathtaking mountain views and gross national happiness? It might seem like an odd pick for Trump's 2025 immigration crackdown. But according to his administration, the issue isn't violence or crime, it's verification. Here's the deal. Bhutan still relies heavily on paper-based systems for tracking its citizens and visitors. Digital infrastructure is limited, and cooperation with U.S. immigration officials also pretty weak. Trump's team says that without proper digital records or secure ID systems, it's incredibly tough to do thorough background checks on visa applicants. His message is blunt. If we can't confirm who's coming in, we can't take the risk. But there's another layer. Bhutan maintains friendly ties with regional giants like China and India. And Trump believes that, even though Bhutan is small, it could quietly become a backdoor for foreign influence or even espionage. Sounds extreme? Critics think so too, but Trump insists, in today's high-stakes digital age, the U.S. can't afford to take chances. This move hits hard. Bhutanese students hoping to study in the U.S., families waiting to reunite, or tourists wanting to visit, many now face an uncertain future. For Bhutanese communities already in America, it's a painful development. Why block a country that's done nothing wrong? Trump's answer is consistent. Every nation, no matter how peaceful, must meet strict documentation and security standards to gain access to the U.S. Bhutanese leaders have responded with disappointment and confusion, but Trump isn't backing down. So what do you think? Is this just overly harsh bureaucracy, or is it a smart, necessary safeguard in a time when digital trust is everything?
Number 5, Pakistan. Now that Trump is back in office in 2025, he's wasting no time pushing his immigration agenda, and Pakistan is right near the top of his list. So why is Pakistan under such heavy scrutiny? According to Trump, it all comes down to two big concerns: national security and lack of cooperation. He's long argued that certain dangerous groups are still active in parts of Pakistan, and while the Pakistani government says it's fighting terrorism, Trump claims there are just too many unknowns. In his words, if we can't fully verify who someone is, how can we safely let them in? He sees that as a gamble America simply can't afford. Then there's the issue of deportation. When someone from Pakistan overstays their visa or violates immigration laws, the U.S. tries to send them back, but Trump's team says that process often hits a wall. They claim Pakistan delays or even refuses to take its citizens back, which Trump sees as a clear sign of disrespect. His message? If a country won't cooperate, it shouldn't expect open doors. And this isn't just about tourists. This proposed ban would impact student visas, work permits, family reunification, business travel, everything. Pakistani American families are already anxious. What if they can't bring over a spouse, a parent, or their own children? What happens to students accepted into U.S. universities or skilled workers with job offers if their visas suddenly disappear? Critics argue this is too extreme and could further strain U.S.-Pakistan relations. And what about the thousands of law-abiding, hardworking Pakistanis who've built their lives in America? For them, this policy doesn't feel like America first. It feels like being shut out, no matter how long they've followed the rules. So is Trump going too far? Or is this just what it takes to keep the country safe in a volatile world? Quick pause here, drop a comment below and let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And now let's move on to the next country on the list. Number 4, Iran. With Trump back in the White House in 2025, Iran is once again front and center, and not in a good way. If there's one country Trump has never shied away from criticizing, it's Iran. And now he's doubling down, signaling that Iranian may not be welcome in the U.S. anytime soon. The biggest reason? National security. Trump argues that Iran poses a serious threat due to its government support for groups the U.S. considers hostile, like Hezbollah and others operating in the Middle East. Even if individual travelers have peaceful intentions, Trump says it's still too risky to open the door to anyone from a country whose leaders openly oppose America. In his own words, "We can't tell who's good and who's bad until we're sure, so we're going to pause things." That pause means suspending visas for students, tourists, even people with family in the U.S. And then there's the nuclear issue. Trump has long been a fierce critic of the Iran nuclear deal. He believes Iran can't be trusted to play by global rules and fears that if they ever acquire nuclear weapons, it could endanger the entire world. So, as a show of strength, he's reintroducing a hardline policy, blocking Iranian citizens from entering the U.S. in hopes of pressuring the government. But here's the heartbreaking part. This ban doesn't just hit politicians or military leaders. It hits ordinary people, students, families, professionals. Many young Iranians dream of studying in America. Some want to reunite with family. Others just want to escape the hardships they face at home. And now, those dreams are in jeopardy. So we have to ask, is this the right way forward? Could this move actually fuel resentment instead of building peace? Are there smarter ways to protect national security without shutting the door on everyday people? Trump says this isn't personal, it's about keeping Americans safe. But for countless Iranians who see the U.S. as a land of opportunity, this ban feels very personal. Another wall, another closed gate in a world that already has too many. And hey, if you're finding this video eye-opening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a story like this. Now, let's see who's next on the list. Number 3, Myanmar. In 2025, Trump's updated immigration ban includes Myanmar, a country many Americans rarely hear about, but one that's been caught in deep turmoil for years. So why is it on Trump's radar? In a word, security. Since the military seized control again in 2021, Myanmar has spiraled into chaos. Civil war, ethnic violence, entire villages burned to the ground, millions displaced. And with so much instability, Trump says the U.S. can't possibly trust Myanmar's ability to properly vet its own citizens. The concern? No reliable documentation. In a country where government systems are crumbling and official records are either missing or untrustworthy, U.S. immigration officials struggle to confirm who's actually applying for entry. Trump argues, if we can't verify identities, we can't take the risk. Then there's the rise of armed rebel groups. While Myanmar isn't widely linked to global terrorism, some factions have grown powerful amid the chaos. Trump warns that without a stable government, extremists could exploit the broken system and slip through unnoticed. But here's the big question. Is banning everyone from Myanmar really the solution? Or is it punishing the very people who are trying to escape violence and oppression? Human rights organizations are already sounding the alarm. They say the ban unfairly targets innocent families, people who've already lost everything and are simply searching for safety. Many refugees had spent years navigating the immigration process, hoping to start fresh in the U.S. Now, their hopes have been crushed, either delayed indefinitely or canceled entirely. And with Myanmar's government focused inward on the war, there's been little response to the ban. But for Myanmar's diaspora around the world, the message feels loud and clear. The door's closed. They're left wondering, will the US ever open its arms again? Trump's stance? Until a country can prove it's safe, stable, and secure, it won't be welcome at America's borders. For him, it's about protection, not compassion. But for those fleeing the wreckage of war, this policy doesn't feel like safety. It feels like abandonment. Number 2, Yemen. Topping Trump's 2025 immigration ban list is a nation that's been devastated by war and instability for over a decade, Yemen. So why is Yemen at the very top? Trump points to one central issue: terrorism. For years, Yemen has been a stronghold for extremist groups like Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, AQAP, a group that has directly threatened the U.S. and attempted attacks on American soil. Trump argues that letting people in from Yemen could open the door to hidden risks, terrorists slipping through unnoticed. But it's not just terrorism. Yemen's government is in shambles. Civil war has ripped the country apart, leaving no clear leadership or functioning systems. That means U.S. immigration officials often can't get accurate records, verify identities, or confirm an applicant's background. Trump's stance is firm. If you can't prove who someone is, you can't take the risk of letting them in. And the impact? It's already heartbreaking. Thousands of Yemeni families trying to reunite in the U.S. are now stuck. Visa applications denied, canceled, or lost in limbo. Students accepted to American universities, workers with valid offers, even people seeking medical treatment suddenly shut out. Is it fair to block an entire population because of instability they didn't cause? Can you really judge a whole country by the actions of a few? Critics say this policy is harsh, even cruel, especially when so many Yemenis are fleeing famine, violence, and war. But Trump insists, America must come first. We can't afford to take chances. So will Yemen ever come off the ban list? Maybe. But only if there's real change, stronger government, better cooperation with U.S. authorities, and clear steps taken to combat terrorism. Until then, Yemen remains at the very top of Trump's no-entry list. But here's the question that lingers. How long will the people of Yemen have to wait? And will the world finally step in not just to judge, but to help a broken nation rebuild and earn back trust? Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a future upload. And here's a question for you. Do immigration bans truly make a country safer? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. Goodbye for now. Number 1. Turkmenistan. In 2025, Trump's immigration ban list includes a country many Americans might not even be able to find on a map: Turkmenistan, a small, secretive nation in Central Asia. So why would Trump target a place that rarely makes headlines? His reasoning boils down to one key issue: transparency, or rather, the lack of it. Turkmenistan is known as one of the most closed-off countries in the world. Its government tightly controls the media, censors the internet, and limits access to outside observers. It doesn't cooperate openly with global agencies, including U.S. immigration. And that, according to Trump's administration, creates a serious problem. How can American officials verify who's coming in when there's barely any data to work with? There have been reports of fake documents, incomplete background checks, and untraceable identities. And for Trump, that's a risk not worth taking. But it doesn't stop there. Another concern is Turkmenistan's cozy relationship with U.S. adversaries like Russia and Iran. Trump believes these diplomatic ties could lead to potential security threats, especially if intelligence sharing remains off the table. His logic? Better to act now and prevent problems than wait until they happen. Of course, not everyone agrees. Human rights groups argue that the ban punishes innocent people, regular citizens just trying to escape poverty, authoritarian rule, and a lack of opportunity. Many Turkmen students, skilled workers, and families were already planning to move to the U.S. Some had been accepted into universities. Others had job offers. But now, their visas are frozen or denied altogether. So will they ever get another shot? And is there a path for Turkmenistan to rebuild trust with the U.S.? Trump's position is clear. If a country refuses to share information and play by America's rules, it won't be allowed in. Simple as that. For now, Turkmenistan remains on the banned list, but for many of its citizens, this feels like being shut out of a future they worked hard to build.